my God.
Tonight, the
And
main course.
main event of the evening.
PodAwful. Round of applause to PodAwful. Secretly recorded
Beautiful.
Ralph a week or something after rehab. And as an intervention tactic, PodAwful has released it. It is, and this is crazy to say, the most embarrassing thing released on Ralph since the sex tape. It is 40 minutes of asshole eating talk.
I'm gonna eat that asshole, Jesse.
Oh.
Now you put that thumb in. I get the anal squirt, Jesse. He's talking about anal squirt.
Yeah. He says that assholes can come.
Bro, assholes.
And he loves
come,
queefs.
And he
says he likes putting the thumb
the
in.
Taste of yummy queefs. Like,
Ew. Oh, at one point, I'm not joking, at the end, right? Like fucking Jesse asks him, if there is some poop on their asshole, do you stop eating it? He's like, of course not, Jesse.
Of course not. You savor the flavor of those thirsty kisses, Jesse.
And Ralph has flagged him multiple times, and it's not been removed. He copyright striked him.
Phil's new co-host for tomorrow.
Jesse, so we're gonna react to that.
He eats poo, Phil. He eats poo.
Buddy, it is confirmed.
You guys gotta tune in tonight. This is like top to bottom, just like an absolute banger of a show.
No slop.
Whoa!
PodAwful will make it worse. You don't really want to fuck with him. Sorry to say.
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
Hey everybody, welcome. It's PodAwful. I'm your host, Jesse P.S. Happy to be here. You know, Ethan Ralph's been saying so a lot of things about it. He says I wear a wig. Can you believe that? Me, Jesse, I wear a wig. Does that sound real? He's been trying to take down my channel. He's been trying to take down the video ever since we did that stream on Monday about him. You know, I was trying to help the guy out. It's starting to seem like, you know, he's kind of looking a gift horse in the mouth. You know what I mean? We're live over at PodAwful.tv. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern time. PodAwful.tv. We got the live chat room. What are they saying? H2BH. Jesse loves ya. What the hell? Wig wearing MF. Reveal hairline. What are you guys talking about? What? No. Oh, I see. Okay, hang on a second. I'm starting to understand. No, this whole thing, this idea that I wear a wig is so insane to me. No, I get it now. This is actually the newest piece of technology brought to you straight from Awful Tech Industries. We're selling this actually. It's a brand new thing. We're selling this on the store, podawful.shop. This is LUNATIC FRINGE. So we are selling this now. You know, I realized something. When women are having an absolute fucking meltdown on the internet, they've got a way to signal it to everybody so that you know, to steer clear. You know that you don't have to bother listening to or paying attention to anything they do. They have a bangs cycle, and they cut their hair into bangs, and they've got bangs forever. And it's your fucking warning shot across the bow to know this bitch is retarded. Well, I was looking at Ethan Ralph and the absolute fucked up meltdown he's been having ever since, you know, I released this very innocuous, you know, recording where he said I could release it. It was like, I don't know, an hour and 10 minutes or so of just his thoughts on the different people of the sector and the world. And, Yeah, there was a little bit of personal info in there. My bad. I honestly didn't mean to include that. And then it was only about an hour or so of Ethan slowly, sensually telling me about how much he loves poop and butt. And, you know, for a lot of people, they were blindsided by this. I've known about this for months now. A lot of people had no idea. Number one, they didn't know that Ethan is now confirmed a drunk person. He's on drugs or whatever. So that was probably very upsetting for a lot of you. And then for a lot of people, they didn't know that Ethan Ralph was, he was getting his asshole rimmed out by every single woman he's ever come across. I'm not just talking about the Mexican prostitutes. And yes, some poor Mexican gynecologist, by the way. Don't know how that one works, but just make sure you imagine Ethan Ralph in the stirrups, in the chair, legs up, butt spread, gunt folded back, 3 tits in the way. And he's looking in there, making sure that there's no gonorrhea hanging out inside of Ethan's hidey hole. So a lot of you were completely blindsided by that. We've come up with a brand new product for this. Again, from Awful Tech, the Lunatic Fringe. This is for men. So a lot of guys, I realize Ethan Ralph is saying I wear a wig, which is crazy. Here I am. I'm pulling on, this is my real hair. I'm pulling on it. Fucking hurts. A lot of people have never seen a guy, y'all act like you never seen a white person before. But my hair just comes out of my head like this, believe it or not. And, I don't know how it keeps getting longer than shorter, longer than short. I must have just a million V for Vendetta style wigs. I'm basically Wang. All right. But anyway, the point is, I realize a lot of you guys, you've never had long hair before. You don't know how it works. So if you can buy your own Lunatic Fringe, then you can go on your benders. You can ignore your sobriety. Forget that shit you learned in rehab instantly. Go online and have a big baby freak out meltdown all you want. And this way everybody knows. Okay? Your best friend, Persnickety, or whatever his name was. Remember that? Let me talk to the henchman for a second here. Hi, henchman.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi. You guys remember I talked briefly about this Persnickety guy, remember? Mm-hmm. Ethan has been, by the way, what do you think? Lunatic Fringe?
I love it.
Are you guys going to buy it?
Come in blonde?
It only comes in whatever, this very reddish brown color, whatever this is. This is the only option. But again, it's a warning signal. You want people to know what you're up to and what thoughts are going on in your head. The entire point of it is to alert people to the absolute manic state you're in. This is, Ethan Ralph, guys like him, they're suffering from BPD just like any woman. Mersh. All of these people, they're balding and they need some way to tell it to the folks out there. And this is the only way. So I thought this was pretty genius. I think it looks actually pretty good. I'm starting to like this. Yeah. I'm starting to like this look. I think this little page boy thing I got going on. Anyway, so Persnickety, everybody, how insane was that recording on Monday? You guys heard that?
Crazy.
You guys listened?
Bonkers.
Chris?
Apocalyptic.
We also have
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, we have Chris.
It was
here.
amazing.
It was really freaky, and a lot of people have been talking about it. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about it, including, I guess, this Persnickety guy. And I just think that if Persnickety had known ahead of time about Ethan Ralph and his bang cycle, his mental bang cycle that he's in, his lunatic cycle here, that he would have been ready for all this stuff. Somebody sent me a link. I know I've seen Persnickety. He co-hosted Kino Casino before, okay? And I've seen his little avatar. And supposedly I've talked to him multiple times. I have zero memory of any of this. But I don't remember ever really paying attention to what he looked like. Somebody sent me a link. This is going to fucking floor you, by the way. Get ready for this. Somebody sent me a link to oh my God, to Persnickety. Check this out. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the internet's Persnickety.
What?
Oh, no.
Watch
Let's
this.
see. Am I live?
Ah!
Wow.
What's up with that honker?
Dave Attell?
It's a one-time only live event because I can't get my shit working on the computer. I got Ralph a curse.
Oh no.
For real.
Oh my!
Those eyebrows.
So I
Holy
The
shit.
he's wearing awful tech eyebrows. He's wearing the latest trick. He's wearing the eyebrows that you wear in order to make sure that AI can't figure out who the fuck you are. Yo,
Corral.
like
Yeah.
3 years
It's a
ago,
theme.
3 years ago, YouTube they started doing this thing where they're like, you can either give us your driver's license or you can take a 3D photogrammetry scan of your head. And I was like, oh, you know what? I think I'm opting out. I think I'm just not part of this world anymore. Persnickety. Is this real? Is this a joke? I need somebody who has watched him more than once to tell me if this is a gag. This looks like, like the government is coming after Powder, the telekinetic, lightning bolt controlling Powder. The government's coming to get him ET style. And some enterprising history teacher at his school is like, don't worry, I got this covered. Starts cutting off his own hair and taping it to Powder's fucking head, sneaking him in a trench coat through a through a shopping mall in order to hide him. So is he on the run? If he's in witness protection, I just won't play this video. I don't really want to play this anyway, but
To do this in the keynote dogma.
I don't even know what he's saying. I can't pay attention. This is like if Eugene Levy had a caricature drawn of him on a boardwalk and the guy who was drawing him was a little nearsighted.
Style. I have to do this in a completely different way, not using OBS, not using...
I listen, okay. And by the way, I know he's a gay guy or whatever. And that is contributing to part of the issues we're having here, frankly.
Anything I know. I'm gonna link this over here.
Is this coming through? Is everybody understanding what's going on here?
Because god damn it, my fucking headset ain't
And they're
working.
getting
Sorry
him.
for the audio only people.
I know. Look at that. And they're getting him in chat, by the way. I guess there's some henchmen or something in the chat. They're like, is this live? Is this live? And now he's having to check if it's live. Look at this.
You can see the underneath of the fake eyebrow.
You can see the spirit gum. You can see his beard strap. You can see even the hat, by the way. That's a fake hat.
Yeah, that's not real.
That is, that's a disguise. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eyebrowio disguisey.
Straight on the phone, whipping it out, talking to the audience here.
Okay, whatever you say, Groucho. So, this I
He
can't
took those
look at
glasses
him.
off with the nose come with it.
Yes, of course. I cannot look at this guy. This is crazy. And I know, listen, I get it. Persnickety. No harm, no. I know I look like this, but I'm wearing my own accoutrement right now, so maybe I don't look like this. I really do. This is freaking me out. I'm seeing myself in the camera, and I'm starting to realize I'm looking a little V. I'm looking like I've got some sort of vendetta going on. We're about to get anonymous over here. This is getting scary looking. This is not a good look at all. I can't look at this. All right, I have to get rid of this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Persnickety, everybody. He was liking some of my tweets earlier today, and I went, ooh, boy, this is not going to go well. So, anyway, a lot of people were talking about this stream, and of course, I wish that guys like Persnickety hadn't been blindsided by this. Even, by the way, Josh Moon from Kiwifarms. You guys know this guy? They call him Newell.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
They call him Newell. He talked about it. He watched the whole thing. He went point by point on Kiwi. He loved this video so much. He loved the whole episode so much. He did an entire point by point breakdown on it. I'm just going to show you the important part, the part labeled Jesse. All right. He says, I've listened to the entire thing. Here are my takeaways. Jesse. I'm bullet point number 1, by the way. Jesse does not irritate me as much as I thought he would. I like his set.
That's set in the game.
Again, it's Pod's law, folks. They always like the set. All right? We can reel them in with the set. By the way, I don't irritate him as much as he thought. So he's never watched me before, ever, is the premise here. Number one. Number two, you are, I think somebody said this on Twitter, you get pre-irritated. So how does that work? You assumed you, by the way, the reason you would assume that is because I made fun of Dick Masterson. He was your brother, and then finally you started paying attention to the Simpspiracy. It only took 5 years. The pretense of doing this for his own good is fake and gay. Welcome to shows, autistic people. This is going to be tough for you, but some things are shows.
I have autism. I can't help it.
Is everybody okay? Should I take this off? Are we going to?
I like it.
Okay.
I mean, you
like
went
the
this
bangs.
far. Leave it.
I just wish I had the eyebrows now. He says, his shitting on Cog made me laugh. It feels identical to how I shit on Cog. Which is what? Saying that his wife is ugly and fat and Indian? Because then, yes, brother, we are simpatico that way. Jesse says, I'm totally apolitical, except I believe you should be allowed to kill women if you want. Ralph implicitly agrees. And I feel like just by listing that in the bullet points, that Null is implicitly agreeing with that. And listen, we've all seen the old forum posts, so I think we can just go ahead and say that is true. The premise of the show is that Ralph gets more fucked up over the 3-hour-long call. Maybe lead with that one. At 2 hours into the video, Ralph forgets he's talking. This is one of my favorite parts, too. At 2 hours into the video, Ralph forgets he's talking to Jesse and references him in the third person before realizing that I'm talking to Jesse right now. I enjoyed that, too. That's why I thought it was fine to share the recording, because he seemed to think he was talking to an audience. He didn't seem to think I was even there. Jesse is repeatedly told by Ralph how much he enjoys talking to him. Also true. By the end, Ralph continuously becomes suspicious that they're on the air. Now, he said a lot more about this. It was actually a great post. Thank you, Josh, for breaking that one down. Tonight on the program, by the way, we are going to go over, this is an incredible moment. About 2 hours or so after that stream was over, Ethan Ralph went on Nightwave with Mersh, and things did not go the way he planned. Everybody has turned on Ralph. The Kino Casino fellas, he tried to buddy up to them. They rejected him. They're not in. They're apparently right now they're going to start making fun of him using my stream. Okay? That's what they're going to be doing over at Kino Casino here tonight. And then, so if you've already seen my stream, you're good. I don't know what you do with it. But right after that, all these people, Ralph turns on them, they turn on him. The one guy he's still got left, the one guy in his back pocket is Mersh. And Mersh kicked Ralph off of the fucking show. They say no man is an island, but I'm telling you, Ethan Ralph is out to fucking sea. And if you could see the bangs, he's in a mental bang cycle. But if you could see him, you would know he's also out to lunch. And I'm not just saying that because of the gunt.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. PodAwful.pizza.
Pizza.
PodAwful.pizza.
Chris.
I got excited.
I don't know. Okay, anyway, sorry. I had nothing to say to you, Chris. I just wanted to say it. This episode will be Pizza Fund only, but I got a lot more free stuff for you, okay? So stay tuned. There's more. Speaking of what happened after the program on Monday, this also happened. I didn't know this happened until over a day later. I discovered this. Apparently, Ethan had filed a copyright takedown request for my YouTube stream. Now, I don't know if you know this. Maybe you guys are aware. I don't know if you know how copyright works or anything, but the YouTube stream is actually something called PodAwful, which is my show. And I own the copyright to it. In fact, I've owned it since 1993. And it's still good. We're not entering into any Steamboat Willie style anything. So I was really confused when I saw this because I went, I don't know how Ethan could possibly think he owns my show. That doesn't make any sense. They said, hello, we received the copyright infringement notification below regarding your videos. And I'm like, oh, God, now I'm going to have to go through a whole thing. But then it got kind of nice. It says, we believe your content is protected by fair use, fair dealing, or a similar exception to copyright protection. This is YouTube. We are writing to let you know we do not plan to remove your videos at this time. You have control over the availability of your videos on your channel, including the ability to delete them if you choose. It's never been done before. YouTube has also turned on Ethan Ralph, or should I say Bob Smith. By the way, let's just scroll down to the copyright infringement notification here. This is what Ethan sent them. Here's the information he gave. Copyright owner name, Ethan Oliver Ralph. Your full legal name, Ethan O. Ralph. Your title or job position. I own the entire copyright to this video. It was posted without my consent on YouTube and was originally aired on Rumble. So I think Ralph learned his lesson on this one. I think he figured out that this does not work. Just trying to so he linked, by the way, I don't have it here in the screenshot. He linked to his stream that happened the same night at the same time as mine. So what are you saying? I was like stream sniping you? What is the idea there? Username, Bob Smith. Email address. And it says SJW alert. What fucking year is it? And then he gives a secondary email address. I don't even think you have to do this. Thus confirming it is Ethan, though, the Ralph at theralphretort.com. That's a known public email address. But this is crazy. YouTube just this is why I didn't know about it for over a day. YouTube was like, nah, this seems like bullshit. Sorry. Oh, what's that? A goon filed a takedown request? Nah, this can't be real. That's retarded. So I just won instant. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to fight that one. I think a second one came in. He kept trying to fight it after that, and there was a little bit of back and forth. But the original complaint, nothing. So then I laugh at him on Twitter about it, and the next day I get this. Hi, PodAwful. We would like to inform you that we have received a privacy concern about your content. Remember, this is content supposedly uploaded by the man himself to Rumble. That was his argument before. Before we review the content, we would like to give an opportunity to review and, if necessary, modify or remove any potentially private information within the reported content. Receiving this notice does not imply a violation of YouTube privacy guidelines, and no action has been taken against you or your content or your channel at this time. So I don't know. Anyway, it's the same video, and wouldn't you know it, the timestamp listed here goes immediately to when the recording starts. That's where the privacy complaint happens. So, obviously I know this is Ethan. So I just replied to it and I said, hey, listen, I'm pretty sure that this is Ethan Oliver Ralph sending this in. The guy who you already said had to go kick rocks when it comes to a DMCA complaint. Kind of seems like this is their limp-wristed, fruitless, actually fruitful, if you know what I mean, attempt to get this video taken down another way. So I don't know what's going on with this one. I don't know if I might lose this one. Maybe he'll win. I don't know. Null actually tweeted about this as well. He said, imagine citing Mexican law. Even Mexicans don't follow Mexican law. Half the country is under occupation of drug dealers. And this is in response to, I posted this privacy complaint on Twitter, and Ethan has me blocked on Twitter. And this is where it gets sad, pathetic. Because he's unblocking me to just respond to my tweets and then blocking me again immediately so that I can't reply. And I promise you, Ethan, if you do it again, I'm hiding your replies and then I'm blocking you. And now you don't get to play. Now, I want to make this very clear. Before you have the amount of time before we go into the pizza fun tonight, Ethan, to join us here, and you get the floor and you can say whatever you want and we can hash this out and we can talk this through, okay? You know the link because I gave it to you before. You've been in here before. PodAwful.com/cult. I know he's watching. I know he's going to see this. I know people will send it to him. I'm willing to fucking make amends here. I'm willing to do it. You can say what you need to say. We can figure something out. You might even be able to convince me to take down that video, or at the very least edit or modify it in some way. I'm not kidding. There were things I meant to edit out of there that I missed, and that is a total truth on my part. But you got to come to me man to man. You can't be doing this dirty dealing shit. Because listen, I know this is a dirty, dirty business, and you're the dirtiest ape in the zoo. Of course, we didn't know at the time that when you said that, you meant that you play with poop. But I guess that is what apes do. You want to fling shit? Come fling it in my zoo. PodAwful.com/cult. So Ethan says, cry about it more. You illegally recorded conversations about minor children. I hope at Team YouTube will take action. By the way, is there now this is like so insane. This pedophile shit online has been stretched to its absolute limit. They're going to have to start releasing these Epstein files so that we can remember who real pedophiles are and what pedophilia is. This guy's trying to make it sound like it's a crime to record a conversation about a minor, not a conversation with a minor. Which, by the way, I've been seeing some screenshots of Ethan's conversations with minors. If you really want to go into some complicated business, folks. Then he says, it's flat out against the law in Mexico. I'm not in Mexico. I'm on the moon. And even if I weren't on the moon, I'm not in Mexico. Okay, what is this law called? No habla menores? I don't know what this is. So this is his entire argument now, is that, it's against the law to talk about children on the phone in Mexico. It probably should be, but I'm not sure. We might need a legal scholar on that one. And no, I'm not talking about...
I just like to say I'm fucking Nick Rekieta in the ass.
Yeah, we're definitely not talking about that one. So what else do I have here? Oh, what do they say in the chat? LOL, AO, fuck Mexico, no hablo. Yeah, you're not allowed to talk about him. So Ethan apparently talked about me today, actually, on his stream. I have not watched this. Angie clipped this. Thank you, Angie. Subscribe to Angie's Random Edits. What is it now called? Angie's Clips on YouTube. That's right here in front of me. Yes, Angie Edits. Subscribe to Angie Edits. She got this for me.
But Jesse is a loser. And after what he did to me, and by the way, RPG warned me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've seen like a loser compared to you. Very few women have eaten my butthole, and I've almost never even seen one's butt squirt.
RPG?
By the way, this was a point of contention on Kiwifarms as well. I think Josh posted about this too. They're like, Jesse's claiming he's seen butts squirt. He thinks a woman's butt can squirt. And I'm like, buddy, if you're doing it right, trust me. You really get some elbow grease in there, something's going to squirt out of there. I don't know what it is. So one guy was like, I think he's talking about diarrhea. Like, I don't even know what I was talking about. Then another dude said he's referencing Tub Girl. Jesse loves referencing those early 2000s shock sites. I do one episode with a lemon party joke, and now that's my whole... These guys... They watch 1.5 episodes. They go, this is what he's about. This is his entire thing. It's your entire thing. I didn't even think of Tub Girl when I said her butt was squirting. And I think about Tub Girl pretty often.
Warn me. So many people warn me. They said, Ralph, don't do it. They said, Ralph, don't do it. Don't do it, Ralph. You're fucking up. You're fucking up.
Yeah, but they also told you that about drugs and drinking and streaming.
I said, you know what? I'm doing it for the content. Whatever. And guess what? Those people were right. But we still got some good content out of it. But I will never work with somebody.
But that's what it was always about. Was the good content could keep flowing. Get sober. That's it. It pains me. It legitimately pains me that you're just pretending like you have no problem. Admit it. Just admit it. I tell you what. You go on air with me right now. You come on air right now with me, Ethan Ralph, and you say, I'm addicted to Xanax and there's no stopping me. And I'll take down that episode. That's a pretty good deal. Is that not a good deal? That's a pretty good deal.
Who, unless their name's Dingo, who records me on The Secret and releases it for an exclusive. I just won't do that.
Wasn't a secret. You told me to do it.
So, he can burn in hell and die, and his whole family can die for all I care. So,
yeah, tell Jeff.
That's my statement on him. And I did file a privacy complaint, and I expect it to go through, but we'll see. It may or may not. A complaint on COG at the same time, which is hilarious.
Wait, what?
It may or may not. A complaint on COG at the same time, which is hilarious. So,
okay, now we got to talk about this. So apparently, you guys know British Mersh, Clog. So COG fucking took my COG, who has been having a meltdown apparently today about that. I had so many people DMing me about this. He's melting down saying Jesse doesn't even make content. This dude spent 12 hours playing my content yesterday, I think. I tuned in for like a second. He wasn't even there. It was like watching a Hassan Twitch stream. It was an empty chair. He was out smoking and eating. You know, his wife picked up some Vindaloo or whatever. And he's just playing my content while it's... I had every right, if I wanted to try to take down his stream, but I didn't. In fact, what I did instead is, and this person's not going to like that I'm saying this, but I knew he was playing an edited version of the stream where it removed the video. It basically removed all attribution to me as well. So it is stealing. It is theft of the highest order. There was no commentary happening, the little bit of it I saw. And he played the entirety of it with no attribution. So I saw it and I went, okay, whatever. Who cares? Because I know Kino Casino's probably going to do it. All these other channels are going to play the stuff. I put it out there for that purpose. I want it to spread around. And it's already on all these other archives and everything as well. So it's no issue to me. But I did what I always do in these scenarios. Whenever a goon like COG, whenever one of these goons is trying to use my shit, you know, you don't get it for free. You don't get it with no pushback. So I was trying to private the video while he was live, and then I realized, oh, wait, he's not playing my thing. He's playing it off of somebody else's recording. Well, I went back, and I saw who he got the recording from. And so I messaged them, and I said, please, private his video, please, private the video so he can't cover it. And I legitimately said, just do it for 2 minutes, just to freak him out. Because it's so funny. I wish I had this. I don't have it prepared. Actually, I think he took it down. It's so funny. A guy like COG will sit there and act like he's the guy who's coming up with it. Meanwhile, I did all the heavy lifting here. All of your content is my content. And by the way, that goes for the entire sector. At this point, I run Comicsgate, the sector, and the Dabbleverse better look out. In fact, Ethan, you wouldn't even be in this boat if you had just stayed on brand, stayed focused on defeating the Dabbleverse. I said, take out the Dabbleverse, get rid of Aaron M. Holt and all these little weird freaks around him. Not kill him, not make it so he doesn't do a show. I just want it so that the Dabbleverse is destroyed. Go destroy it. And he didn't do it. He abdicated his duties. So I had to step in. So I will be taking all of these little communities will be gone. This is the year we erase this shit from the internet. No more slop tent. It's over. I'm in charge now. And as far as the sector goes, I've been in charge of that for like 2 years. I'm the face of being in charge of the sector. I'll put it that way. So Cog acts like he's got all the content. He's that Ralph A-Log. I swear to God, I've seen it where Ethan Ralph will like, his shoe will be untied and he'll trip and fall out of his shoe. And then Cog is on Twitter going, "You're welcome, everybody." As if he had untied the shoe. Which I fully believe a guy, you got Cog, you got his little squat boyfriend, Dan. I could see Dan bending down, Cog distracting Ethan, making him look up, Dan bending down between his shoes, tying them together, then pushing him over. I could see that happening, but it's not what's happening. So it's very funny to me to watch Cog flounder the way he always does when his little bit of content, his free ride of content goes away. So VHS Archive is the one who was giving him this video. And I told VHS Archive, I have no issue with you re-uploading this. That's not I don't care. That's funny. I said, just private it to make Cog flounder. And they didn't do it until the very end of Cog's stream. He had 4 minutes left in the stream and it went private. And you should have seen the look on his face. He so badly wanted to hear 4 more minutes of the dirtiest ape in the zoo rolling around in his own shit. He was ready to do anything for it. Anything. By the way, he was like faking donations the entire, he was acting like he kept moving the goal up and then suddenly, oh no, we're above the goal. And by the way, none of it's coming in through YouTube Super Chats. It's all over PayPal. Remind you of anybody else, by the way? Anybody?
PodAwful made me do it. I suck fucking cock all the time.
I'm a fucking idiot. I mean, these are the theories surrounding Steel Toe. So Cog, by the way, is the, Aaron M. Holt of the sector in a lot of ways. I guess that's Ethan. But point is, he floundered. Mr. Jesse with no content, according to Cog, which if you saw the video I released today, let me play this for you real quick. Cog is, he can't keep his mind straight.
Obviously.
He can't figure out whether he likes PodAwful or not. Did you know that Cog was a pizza funder? He loved the show so much, he used to give me money.
Obviously, PodAwful, quite easy to find on YouTube, PodAwful TV,
too,
and he obviously has his pizza fund for everyone who wants to support his show, which I wouldn't say is a bad thing, considering he seems to have a lot of support on his show. His show is very professionally done, really well done. We're going to be looking at it today. It's really impressive what he's done with it. It's a good show. Like, it's rare.
That's Pod's Law, undefeated.
That you find a good show out there. Yeah, good show. Just watching it was enjoyable. But again, like I say, it's really well put together. You'll be seeing this when we should look at it in a second. No, I don't watch a lot of PodAwful. I just know a lot of people that do, and I don't.
He knows a lot of people that do.
And from looking at his show, I can fucking understand why.
And this is back when people watched Cog. Now he's got 80 people watching him on a good day. This is back when he had an audience.
And I understand why he's got this.
Oh, I say that, though, but then I'm also noticing that he has no donations in his grift cup here.
Support, even though he's not got a Patreon. That guy does a good show. It's really professionally done, from my point of view anyway.
Thanks, Cog.
Like, I just have me here and a camera in the corner, and everything else is just on the screen around you.
He's in the cuck chair.
This shit is happening behind him on screens and stuff. I'm like, what?
The content cuck chair.
What the fuck? Yeah, good.
That's where he was. He wasn't even sitting. This is the thing. A guy like Mersh, most of these guys, when they're the content cuck and they're sitting in their little content cuck corner chair, at least they're good boys about it and they're sitting there. Cog didn't even have the decency to watch the bull fuck his wife. And by the way, in this scenario, I'm the bull and Ethan Ralph is his wife. And if you've seen Cog's actual wife, this metaphor is making a lot of sense. You know, he spends every single episode, he does a stream every day, and every day it's about Ethan Ralph. It's nothing but Ethan Ralph. The dude's in love with Ethan Ralph. He didn't have the courtesy to watch me finish inside.
Good stuff. PodAwful, I'm gonna send some donations through to your pizza fund tonight. I don't care what it is.
Thank you so much, Cog. So, anyway, the point is, if I was gonna like DMCA Cog stream, I would have done it during hour 2 of it. I would have done it much more. I wouldn't have waited until after there were 2 entire separate streams of him covering my content. But he's had a meltdown all day long about it. Well, here's Ethan Ralph admitting it was him. And by the way, when Cog shared this information, when he said that his thing was flagged down, he said Ethan Ralph's name was in it. The person, the claimant was Ethan Ralph. Now here's Ethan.
And I expect it to go through, but we'll see. It may or may not. A complaint on Cog at the same time, which is hilarious. So, I don't know. It's all a bunch of claims against each other. It's all stupid. But
it's not claims against each other. You just claimed against us. That's not how it works. Just to be clear, I don't care if Cog has my stuff. Okay, there. It's public. Public knowledge. You can play my things. You need it. You've got nothing else. I tell you what, Cog. If I'm so shitty and my content is so bad and I have nothing without you and you live rent-free under my wig, then don't ever play my shit again. Why is it that your most successful episodes all have PodAwful in them, by the way? If you go through, and this is true on so many channels, if you go through, you sort by popular or you check the amount of money somebody's making in an episode, it's always a PodAwful related one. He'll stick my logo in thumbnails on episodes where he doesn't even talk about me in the hopes that it will make at the very least a henchman appear so that he gets one extra viewer. I'm not kidding. This is a known tactic he does. He's trying to get InfoWar to watch, who's one of our henchmen. You know, you put PodAwful in the thing, InfoWar will be there. It does work. So, you know, and fake.
He's tricked me. I've been there. I've seen the pop. I've watched it. I was in that chat. You said what happened to me.
He's tricked me. Listen, he was a pizza funder. He was my ¡1 cheerleader, you know? He was my most British, ugliest cheerleader. And I thought, you know, oh, he's talking about me. Let me tune in. And then he doesn't fucking mention me at all, or it's like a passing nothing, or just stealing my content. Again, you can't do the Hassan move. You don't get you're not on Twitch where you're live 24/7 and you have to get up to go potty. If you got to get up to go potty, play one of your bad rap songs. So again, you are allowed to play here I am saying it publicly. You can share this. I don't know why. Here's the thing. Here's how you know that Cog is trying to create a drama. Here's what really happened. Cog watched the episode live Monday night. He saw me showing his wife and making fun of her and putting her in the video so that he couldn't steal it instantly. I was making him work for it. I said, you always have to work for it. You can use it, but you got to work for it. He got mad about that, and now he's trying to generate some drama. Here it is. It's working. I'm telling everybody on my much larger platform about Cog. Nobody's going to go watch, by the way. I could literally beg people right now to go check it. Hey, please go see the Cog episode from today where he has a crying meltdown about me, a guy that obviously had nothing to do with his channel being flagged down. It was Ethan Ralph or whatever happened. I don't even know what happened. He was streaming today. So I don't think anything even happened. I'm being sent screenshots from people going, look, this is what Cog is sharing in his Discord. It's like, well, if he got in trouble, then it said he had a strike. If that was true, why is he able to stream? Fight it. Ethan did it to me. Just fight it. Fight the claim. Guess what? If you fight the claim, you get his info. You get to get Ethan's address. Fight it. Fight the claim.
Yeah, I mean, secretly recording somebody and then putting it out, like, at the time. He did it just to help Worski. You saw Worski promoting this, by the way.
I did it to help Worski. I did it to help you, and I did it for me. The fact that other people steal my content after the fact is something that I have to live with. It's not something that I'm... You think I'm like, oh my God, my business here on Earth is to give the Kino Casino content for their much, much more successful stream than mine. Are you retarded? Even when I appeared on the Kino Casino, it was for content for my show. It was so that I could then take it to my show and go, haha, look what I did.
He gets fucked up the ass by Worski.
If that was true, then you'd be down there licking.
He has no mind of his own.
I haven't talked to Andy in forever, by the way. Forever. No DMs, nothing.
Can't do anything without Worski's permission. He's a complete piece of trash.
I don't think... Listen, I like Andy, all right? Kino Casino, sometimes a fun show. I don't think PPP wants anything to do with me, and I think Andy knows where his bread is buttered. And furthermore, you know, Ethan, you and I sat there and we did the Kino Casino parody and stuff. You got to realize, like, Andy watched what happened to Mersh. He saw I did a whole parody episode of Revenge of the Sis, and now it's been 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 years of a slave for Mersh, where I've been making fun of him. He doesn't want to instigate anything where I decide maybe I should do a full episode parody of Kino Casino. Now, how on earth I'm playing both of those characters simultaneously, I don't know. But you don't want me to figure it out, do you? Yeah, like, listen. Worski doesn't interact with it. He retweeted my shit because it was about you. It was funny. And I wanted that to happen because I want you to face up to the facts. Fess up to what's going on in your life. There's no such thing as a Mexican prescription, by the way. Can we just clear this up? A Mexican prescription is the same thing as you know a guy. You know? That's when you're friends with a doctor. A Mexican doctor is fake. You know how I know a Mexican doctor is fake? I used a Mexican doctor on this show to diagnose Mersh's poop. An episode you would have loved, Ethan. I used a Mexican doctor on this show to monitor Salvo Pancakes' penis to see if he was into poop. An episode you would have loved, Ethan. Starting to sound like I'm the one with the poop fetish. Okay, so just to be clear, I'm not the dirtiest ape in the zoo. Mexican doctors aren't real. Who's giving them these certificatas? Okay, it's some other Mexican guy. That doesn't count.
The blind leading the blind.
Exactly. If you can, look, that's the same thing as getting your, law degree from the Law School of America, Samoa. It's not real. You might as well have gone to Guam to figure out how to be a surgeon. There's nobody there who knows anything. You're lucky if these guys don't start practicing Santeria on you on the operating table. I ain't got no crystal ball.
He's probably mad that I've been collabing with Mersh a lot more.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm so upset about... No, I love that. And by the way, I'm about to watch a whole collab you did with Mersh, and it rules, but not for the reasons you wanted it to.
And I don't want anything to do with him.
Imagine the people who are tuning in right now, and they're seeing this.
And I think we have a good chemistry on air, actually. That's the sad part. Like, we're funny on air.
Yes. So all you have to do is be a man and get over this one little hurdle.
Our combo goes well. Like, we could have a good show, but I don't want to be involved with somebody like that, and I don't have to be. So I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm just tired of it. And you know, Jesse, he burnt the bridge. That was his decision, and I hope he burns in hell for it. So I gave him a chance. I thought both those shows were good, but I already talked to a certain lady out in California, and she didn't.
Oh my gosh, Teddy Feezer is in the chat room here. I just saw this, and he says Jesse poop stain. Careful, Feezer, or Ethan will come licking after me.
Blame me for it.
You might send him back my way by saying something like that.
At all, and she wished me the best. So, you know, if you thought you were gonna fuck that up, you didn't.
Wait, what? What was he talking about?
Yeah, and she didn't blame me. But I already talked to a certain lady out in California, and she didn't blame me for it at all.
Why would I want that to happen?
And
and by the way, blame you for it? You told me to release audio of you saying every woman you've ever known has had you face sit them. Which, by the way, how did that not leave a trail of corpses behind you?
She wished me the best. So
you will know me for the trail of dead. I leave brown nosed.
You know, if you thought you were gonna fuck that up, you didn't. We're still all good. And matter of fact, we're working on that serialization.
Matter of fact, maybe I ought to face it you.
So I really don't know why he did that. He said he claimed it was
hit like, by the way. Jesus Christ.
Because he thought I hid the festival because like people would see I was fucked up. It was obvious that I had relapsed on that show anyway. Like,
oh, okay. So then why did you lie about it for 2 days?
I mean, let's just be real.
I had no idea he was admitting to this.
Now, was it like crazy relapse?
This is, by the way, the only way anybody's going to see this. Here, I'll roll that back and then I'll throw it on the screen so you don't have V for Vendetta sitting in front of it and you can get this one clean to post on Kiwifarms or whatever fucking place.
He said he claimed it was because he thought it was obvious that I had relapsed on that show anyway. Like, I mean, let's just be real. Now, was it like crazy relapse? No, I had a couple drinks, whatever. I shouldn't have done that.
So he's claiming drunk. Well, then that means it might have been drunk during the call too. At the very, I mean, zooted for sure.
You know, it is what it is.
Oh, well, there you go. At the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But at the end of the day,
it is what it is.
Oh, no, I'm running out of it is what it is. It's no longer what it was. It's no longer what it was. This is like H.P. Lovecraft. Or is it? Question mark. The end of the show.
But, like, am I going to...
I just turned into spaghetti.
Beat myself up for it and quit? No. So, I know...
Nobody wants that. I want you... Yeah, you should be beating yourself up, and you should be quitting. The thing you should be quitting is drugs.
I can still do what they can, and the show is still a success. The reason I privated it was not because of that.
No, it was for non-gay reasons, for sure. I promise.
Anybody could see, even from the clips that I had a couple.
Okay. And you said it was a great show, and you said that the best part of it, everyone agreed, was the Richard Spencer Ukraine interview. Fuck Andy Worski. By the way, let's go to white nationalist Richard Spencer to see what the deal is over in the Ukraine, a place that we literally never think about. Normal people. Normal people. But I know there's a war going on there, okay? A normal human being doesn't spend 1 ounce of the day thinking about Ukraine. That's a fake thing. I literally can't even be convinced that Ukraine exists at this point. Sorry, you're going to tell me that Coach Red Pill, okay, a guy who, by the way, a lot of people don't know this. I have talked, like, he asked me to come on a stream with him one time, and I said, what do you do? And I actually declined. That's a real thing. I had a DM with him on Discord a couple years before his untimely passing. You're going to tell me that guy who, by the way, looked like the Grinch in his final days. You want to talk about a Grinch guy? There's very little difference between Gonzalo's Conlibre or whatever his name was and the Grinch. You're going to tell me he died in the Ukraine? How do you even explain that to a child? You know, which, by the way, is the test we use for if something is okay or not. How do you explain to children that two guys are getting married and kissing? You can't. It's illegal now. I agree, conservatives. You can't let them kiss. It's weird for kids. You know what else is? Coach Red Pill's life and death. Actually, real quick. What is his name? Gomez Adams. Does anybody know his name? You don't know Coach. I'll just put Coach Red Pill, I guess. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can find that one picture of him from right before he disappeared. From right before his vanishment from the earth. Ooh, yeah. Look at this. Oh, man, I wish I had a higher quality one. We don't have this little higher quality. There we go. Okay, here we go. Look at this. You're going to tell me this isn't Jim Carrey's The Grinch. By the way, hi. Oh, he's doing the hands and everything. Hi, everybody. Max. Oh, I'm Christmas Joker.
I mean,
that's pretty close, right? The Grinch. He's got the cowlick of who hair going on. Look at this. Look at this.
He needs a lunatic fringe for sure.
You're a dead one. CRP? You really are a corpse. Man, well, his heart exploded 3 sizes that day. Anyway. Okay, that was maybe a little too morbid of a detour, to be honest. We're supposed to be in the pizza fund by now. What am I doing? Let's finish this video.
The reason I privated it was because I just didn't like the disrespect from people like Persnickety and Mr. K and these people who are nobodies, honestly. I just didn't want them to have full shine on my channel. That's why.
I wouldn't touch you with a Russian RPG. Oh, wait, that was it? But I wasn't even listening at the end. Okay, whatever. Ethan Ralph, everybody. So I've got also, by the way, one of the funniest things Mersh has ever said. I have ready to go. As soon as we hit that pizza fund, I'm going to play you the funniest thing Mersh has ever said. I have been thinking about this line and dying laughing about it ever since. But also, oh my God, I'm about to vomit. Sorry. Just the thought of Coach Red Pill dying did this to me. Also, Mersh did an episode Monday night right after my show called Goon Fucking Tastic. Not kidding. That's real. Look at this. Goon Tastic. Shouldn't be allowed. There we go. Goon Tastic. That's official. So he's admitting it. He knew he was bringing on Ethan Ralph, and he decided to name his episode Goontastic. We're going to go over the Ethan Ralph appearance live in the Pizza Fund. PodAwful.pizza. Join, get immediate access to this full episode. All of our premium episodes are banned content from YouTube, after shows, bonus shows, so much more. And by the way, this coming Friday, the Friday show, the Pizza Party, will also be Pizza Fund only this week. We're going to test it out, see how that works. So Pizza Fund only for that. Join the Pizza Fund. Get it. PodAwful.pizza. We're going live instantly over there. PodAwful.tv, PodAwful.pizza. One of those will get you there. I'm switching now. Boom. There we go. Should be rolling. Are we? Yes, it is working. Yes, it is working. Okay. And we're also going to switch over in the Discord here as well. We'll see you there. Hope to see you there. PodAwful.pizza. Till next time. Bye.
Sorry, nigga.
I'm Tom Gully, and you're watching Is This Live, the show.
This content right here
on the PodAwful TV network
is Pizza Fun's own.
PodAwful.pizza.
This shit is beefer. You're listening to Howdy Do with J. Crew.
PodAwful.pizza.
We got shooters in these streets.
Nigga.
Is this a cult if I ever heard one? Yes, it is. It's a cult. I mean, it's the cult of cult.